these jihadists are not getting a permanent foothold in either Iraq or Syria, for that matter.
Even as we carry out these two missions, we will continue to pursue a broader strategy that empowers Iraqis to confront this crisis. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. We don't have a strategy yet. Our objective is clear. We will degrade and ultimately destroy ISIL through a comprehensive and sustained counterterrorism strategy. We don't yet have a complete strategy because it requires commitments on the part of the Iraqis as well.
Well, a little evolution of the president talking about ISIS and the strategy or lack thereof of ISIS in Iraq, ISIS in Syria. Today saying, as you just heard there, not a complete strategy yet. Waiting for the Pentagon, he said, to send him finalized plans which sparked a reaction, not on camera, but anonymously. A military official telling our Fox producer at the Pentagon after that statement today, what blank was that? We have given him lots of options. He just hasn't acted on them. This, as a new poll comes out, that says that the American public doesn't truly believe that the Obama administration has a clear strategy either. Take a look at those numbers. 71% no, 19% yes. We'll start there. Let's bring in our panel. Steve Hayes, senior writer for the Weekly Standard. Mara Liasson, national political correspondent of National Public Radio, and syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. Okay, Mara.
Well, he doesn't have a strategy, and he's been really open about it, and he's been open about it more than once. If it seems like Ashton Carter, now the president, is putting a lot of the blame on the Iraqis. They haven't reached out enough to the Sunnis. They don't have the will to fight. That's what the president seemed to be doing today. Okay, well then what? He hasn't figured that out yet. Maybe you need more American troops there. There are some Republicans who are willing to say that, not all of them. But I mean, it just is going on year after year after year, and the situation there looks like it's deteriorating.
Yeah, in fact, on that training, we've heard that the training is happening, but you saw in that first graphic there from the Pentagon official today, again, underscoring the work to be done training Iraqi forces. Pentagon official telling Fox that 0 soldiers, Steve, 0 soldiers are being trained at the El Asad Air Base in Anbar, the province where ISIS seized Ramadi last month.
I mean, the rhetoric is very reminiscent of the Bush administration's rhetoric before the surge. It was all about training. We were going to be able to, through some miraculous training regimen, win the war. Well, it wasn't going to happen then, and it certainly isn't going to happen now. And I think the bigger problem that the United States faces is that if you look at the way that the Iraqis are viewing our presence there or non-presence there, they have no confidence in us. So the Sunnis are seeing that the United States isn't willing to correct al-Maliki's, former Prime Minister Maliki's purge of Sunni forces Sunni troops from the Iraq security forces. The Shiites look next door to Iran and think, well, that's a better ally than the Americans. And the Kurds, I think, just look at us in despair and wonder what's keeping us from helping them. The fact that the president acknowledged that the United States doesn't have a strategy is news. But the fact that we don't have a strategy isn't news at all. It's been apparent to everybody for nearly a year.
Is this the traditional Washington gaffe, the truth, the Michael Kinsley gaffe?
Yeah, Obama occasionally stumbles on the truth, and this is a Kinsley gaffe in which he said the truth. 71% of Americans knew it. Even before he said it, you have to wonder what are the 19% thinking, who think he has a strategy where he admits he doesn't. John McCain had the best line. He said, well, Obama says he doesn't have a complete strategy. Perhaps he'll tell us what his incomplete strategy, or partial strategy, any idea of a strategy is. And the answer is there's nothing here. The reason is Obama's entire strategy rests on the notion that trained Iraqis under this government are going to carry the fight to ISIS. They tried it in Mosul, they tried it in Ramadi, in Fallujah, and they keep, as General Dempsey said, they weren't driven out of Ramadi, they drove out of Ramadi. The idea that it's a lack of training, it's obviously what Ashton Carter said, a lack of will. Obama delicately said we have a focus problem. The Iraqis, they're not ready, they're not trainable, they're not showing up to be recruited, and they have to be more focused. Focused, it's a war. Can you imagine FDR saying, you know, the problem we're allies against Hitler is the Russians and the British are simply not focused on the war against Germany. This is a country that was abandoned by Obama in 2011 and threw in its lot with other players, and now we're trying to reclaim that. It cannot be done.
Well, Mark,